Why, hello everybody. It's me. Ya boy. I saw that this giant data mine dropped, as you can tell, if you've been keeping up. Which I really haven't, sorry. I apologize. But, hello. We're taking another look at the Fae update. So, we're gonna first start out with the refines, because I thought that was the most interesting. So, I also put a little handy guide over on the bottom for you to remind you what their old refines are and see what the new refines do, basically. So what I'll do is I'll read the old refines, and then I'll read the new ones, so you can kind of get a roadmap of where they went. Anyways, so first up is Air, who I always call Fjorm for some reason. For some stupid reason, I always call her Fjorm. By the way, a lot of this stuff that I pulled up for the video is provided by Phoenix Master 1. I'm sure you know of him if you watch Fae. A lot of it comes from the Fae Reddit, so, props to them. Thank you very much for providing the information. And Game Press too. So, if you're wondering where I got them from, that's where I got it from. Anyways, here comes with Lithiumberg. Originally, it grants Res plus 3, and then, at start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 50%, grants attack speed plus 4 during combat, and if unit initiates combat, foe cannot make a follow-up attack. And then after combat, if unit attacked, the inflict dagger 7, which is defense res 7, on target and foes within 2 spaces of the target through the next actions. And if bonus was granted, the unit deals 4 damage to unit. So she has like a little recoil damage. It's good for setting up like Air Force and stuff like that, which is basically you give Air, it's not Wings of Mercy, it's is it Beacon of Light? What is it called? Okay, so it's actually Escape Route that I was thinking of, but it's Wings of Mercy that people put on her. I was thinking about the wrong skill. Anyways, so let's get to her new one. Her new one grants plus res to 3. Yeah, same thing. Instead of combat, if unit's HP is above 25%, grants Spectrum 4 to everything during combat, and also if unit initiates combat, or if unit speed is greater than foe speed, foe cannot make a follow-up attack, and inflicts special cooldown charge -1 on foe per attack. Only highest value applied. So base, that's already better. Obviously, it's a refine, it should be better. Looking at you, Gen 1 refines. Anyways. And then her added effect, if unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed defense res 4, spectrum 4, to unit during combat. So she gets an additional 4 if she's near an ally. So basically spectrum 8 if she's in with 3 spaces of an ally. Grants bonus to units attack res during combat equal to 20% of unit's HP at the start of combat. And restores 7 HP to unit and allies within 2 spaces after combat. Interesting. It's interesting to see that she actually got her recoil damage, the 4 recoil damage, removed. It's completely gone now, and now she's healing herself and others, and attack res 20% of her HP. We actually want to keep her healthy. So, actually what I just said about using Wings of Mercy isn't viable anymore with her new weapon. Interesting. Okay. That's really good. That's really, really good. Okay, so let's move on to Creed, which I don't have yet, so I'm very sad. I wish I had him. Hopefully, actually, I might be able to spark on the next banner he comes in, so hopefully maybe I can get him. Okay, so Creed's old weapon, Gyol, which he still has, grants attack plus 3. If a penalty is inflicted by a skill like Panic or Threaten and/or negative status effect, preventing counterattacks or restricting movement, is active on foe, unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack, and foe cannot. Which is still very strong, very good. His new one grants attack plus 3, yes. If penalty is active on foe, unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack, so they've shortened it. At start of combat, if unit's HP is above 25%, or if penalty is active on foe, inflicts attack defense minus on foe during combat. Okay. So, same thing basically, but let's see the refine. If unit initiates combat or is in with 2 spaces of an ally, inflicts attack defense 5 on foe during combat. So basically, attack defense minus 10 if both conditions are met. And inflicts penalty on foes' attack defense during combat equal to bonus on each of foes' stats times 2. So he also gets the Pelagian effect, like his sister Gunthra. Okay, not bad. It's basically the same thing but better. They just took what they had and just made better. So not bad at all. Hopefully I can pull on him. Like I said, I just really like Creed. I like sword calves. I don't have very many, but Creed is good boy. So hopefully I can pull on him. And let's move on to Adrift Camilla. Okay, so Adrift Camilla was, as you can see by her old weapon, very simple. It's literally just a fox tome, but it needs to be adjacent to an ally, so it's worse. Book of Dreams grants attack +3. If units adjacent to an ally inflicts Spectrum -4 on foe during combat. Very simple, obviously, but effective. It was pretty decent when it came out at the time. Okay, and her new weapon still grants attack +3. At start of turn inflicts attack speed res -5 on closest foes within 5 spaces. Oh my goodness, 5 spaces. This is getting bigger and bigger. And any foe within 2 spaces of those foes through their next actions. Oh my god, just say it. Yeah, just say inflicts attack speed res -5 on foes. It just does. There's no way you're gonna dodge that unless you're like in one of the grand conquest maps where it's massive. If unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, inflicts attack speed defense res, so Spectrum -4 on foe during combat. That's good. That's pretty good. It's still a fox tome basically, but it's still good. It helps stat swing her. It's basically, you know, Spectrum +4 to her as well. Okay, and her refine is at start of combat, if unit's HP is above 25%, grants attack speed +5 to unit during combat, and deals damage equal to 15% of unit's attack. Not bad. I do remember her hitting very hard. That's usually why I used her. I do have her, thankfully. I do have her. I have all the Adrift units. I really liked that banner, so I pulled on it. So basically, she's gonna hit like a truck still. So that's good. Milk truck hits like truck. Just makes sense. Yeah, just again, very solid. These refines nowadays are very, very solid. And let's move on to Legault. I didn't read too much about these refines, but I heard Legault got the best one. So let's find out. Okay, so Legault is a 3 to 4 star basically. He didn't actually have his own preference weapon, so he's one of the characters that is getting a new weapon. You'll see like directly below as well, Slaying Bow. That's Jomke. Jomke also didn't come with a weapon. So the old weapon that he had was the Cleaner. It grants bonus to units attack equal to total bonuses on foe during combat. After combat, if units attacked, inflicts Dagger 7 on targets and foes within 2 spaces of their target through their next actions. So, pretty basic. Pretty, you know, usual. But it's basically Pelagian, but you needed to apply it a different way. So you obviously get the attack, or not the attack, defense res -7, but that's after combat. You had to apply the debuff first and then go in with Legault. Okay, so let's look at his new weapon. It's the Hurricane Dagger. No stat bonus. Grants bonus units attack equal to total bonuses on foe during combat. Same thing. At start of combat, if foe's HP is 75% or more, or bonus is active on foe, grants attack speed +5 to unit during combat. Okay. It's pretty tame. At start of combat, if unit's HP is above 25%, a lot of these are above 25% HP stuff, grants an additional attack speed 5 to unit during combat, so attack speed 10, I would say, usually in a good circumstance. And also, if unit speed is above foe speed, reduces damage from attacks, from area effect specials, blah, 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 blah. Difference between 30%, right, and unit deals +5 damage. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So he gets the close call, sort of frenzy bonus in his weapon, because I don't think dagger units can run that type of thing. Repel, like in their B slot. So, hey, and it gets him even more flexibility to run different things in his B slot, like Disarm Trap. Oh, very nice. Not bad. Not bad. I personally do not have Legault. I just was not lucky to get him. I never have rolled a Legault, luckily. Not luckily, but like, I was not lucky enough to get him. So, I will not be building him unless I can somehow get him on his banner. Or not banner, but like, you know, the refined banner. Anyways, next up is Jomke, and he is our Grand Hero Battle unit. So let me move it over, and it'll be Jomke time. Okay, so we only have 3 units left. It's Jomke, Lu, and Ephraim. Let's start off with Jomke, who again did not have a preference weapon. He just had Slaying Bow, which accelerates special trigger, and that's it. So, Bow of Verdain. Okay, it keeps special trigger -1, gotcha. Effective against flying foes. I didn't even have to read that. It's a bow. If unit initiates combat or is not adjacent to an ally, grants attack speed 5 to unit during combat. Okay, so it's slaying plus solo. The refine is a sort of combat. If unit's HP is above 25%, grants attack speed 5. So again, doubling. Attack speed basically 10 during combat. And also, if unit initiates combat, grants effects to unit based on the value of unit speed minus bow speed. Okay, interesting. If greater than 3, unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. If greater than 7, unit can make a follow-up attack before the foe can counterattack. Oh, so he gets Desperation. That's not bad. Actually, that's pretty decent. That would be really good if Jomke was more modern. You'd have to, again, with these older units, you have to invest into them heavily for them to be a modern stat line. Like, yes, give him the weapon. If you already have a +10 and, like, the max Dragon Flowers, this build is going to be amazing for you. But should you pick up Jomke right now for just this bow? I don't know. I don't know. It's a good effect. Don't get me wrong. It's very good. But, you know what? I suppose what you could do is just make him so incredibly fast. Slap Deadeye on him. Slap Times Pulse. Use the new Duochrome, which we're going to be getting to. And, yeah, this guy can be dangerous. Yeah, you know what? Good refine. Very good refine. Okay, next up is Lu. Let me move him over, and we'll talk about Lu. Alrighty, so Lu, baby boy of Nino, is another one of those units that came with just a, you know, inheritable tome. So, Ground Serpent. What it does, if foe initiates combat and uses bow, dagger, magic, or staff, so ranged, basically, grants defense res +6 during combat. So it's a defensive tome. That's about it. It doesn't grant anything else. Lu was not much of an attacker. Basically, he had to be attacked to be useful in combat. So a lot of people just didn't use him. Usually they foddered off Ground Serpent to somebody like Female Robin, who was also on this banner. So interestingly enough. So now he comes with Tome of Reason. At start of turn, if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants defense res +6. Okay, good. They got rid of the attack me first condition. To unit and allies. Wait a minute. Within 2 spaces for 1 turn. And then as sort of combat, if unit's HP is above 25%, grants Spectrum 4 to unit during combat. That's good. That's way better. Okay, so already it's way better than Ground Serpent. Okay, his refine is if unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants Spectrum 4 to unit during combat and inflicts penalty on foes attack res equal to 60% on total bonuses of units, defense, and res during combat. Aha! This reminds me of Legendary Tiki's refine. Or was it Legendary Tiki? Or was it Duo Halloween Tiki? Where she like buffed up her defensive stats to increase her offensive stats. It's giving me like Noelle from Genshin vibes. Like she increases her defense to increase her attack. Sort of vibe. Interesting. Very good. The biggest drawback though is Lu is a 5-star. And you had to pull him as a 5-star to, you know, get him. And on top of that, he came with Ground Serpent, which not a lot of people kept around because it was a good tome to inherit at the time because Lu is somewhat old. But anyways, to the people that actually have Lu, I'm sure this is a massive upgrade. I thankfully do have Lu. I just don't use him because his weapon is not very good. I didn't have anything else to give him. So I will be slapping this on him, and yeah, good green tome. He's fast too. That's the good thing. He's very fast. Needs Dragon Flowers, obviously, because all these units are kind of older. But yeah, very, very good. Not bad. Not bad. Let's move on to our boy Ephraim. Alrighty, and last but hopefully not least, Winter Ephraim, the armored one. He came with Festive Siegmund, which accelerated special trigger, -1. If unit is not adjacent to an ally, grants Spectrum 4 during combat. So basically a super solo. And as an armor, usually you would get that. But nowadays, I think with the Savior skill, if you wanted to slap Savior on him, I think his weapon would deactivate because you're essentially on top of your ally space. But I don't have Winter Ephraim. I cannot vouch for this, so maybe leave a comment if that still works or not. But let me know. So his new weapon, well, not new weapon, but his updated, it still accelerates special trigger. And then at start of combat, if foe's HP is above 75%, or if unit is not adjacent to an ally, grants Spectrum +4 to unit during combat and restores 7 HP to unit after combat. It's very reminiscent of his Brave form, the Axe armor, where he just like restores HP just for like being in combat. And then the Refine is at start of combat if unit's HP is above 25%, inflicts attack defense -5 on foe during combat, and also if foe initiates combat and unit's attack is greater than foe's attack, unit attacks twice. Oh my goodness. That is good because we have all these great fighter skills. Ephraim's gonna quad. He's gonna hit like a truck because Ephraim usually hits very hard. Oh my goodness. That is not bad. And he's slow. The thing is, he's very slow for his armored form. So I'm not sure how much the speed +4 is going to do for him, but okay. It's still very good. It's still very, very good. I can't wait to see quadding Ephraims. Shout out to Ze Shadow in the future doing a quad Ephraim armored build. Can't wait to see that from him. But yeah, those are our refines, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed all the refines. Hopefully your favorite unit got something that you're really happy for. Okay, so next up is the Datamine for the characters for Here With Me, the new 2022 Valentine's banner. So give me a second to get that ready for you, and it'll be on screen in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, welcome back to the new Datamine. We're checking everybody out really quickly. Boons and Banes and all that good stuff, VST of the new units, and also the free Tempest trial unit, who is Lissa. So we're going to start with everybody's favorite, of course, fate-defying duo Duochrome, who has a busted weapon. If you did not know about the weapon, it basically grants -1 cooldown to him, and then on top of that, whenever he uses an assist skill or it's used on him, that person also gets -1 cooldown. But it's only through turns 1 through 4. So a little trying to balance that, I suppose. Anyways, Duochrome has 177 BST. He is our red infantry archer. He has actually Super Banes or Boons in every single stat. He has Super Bane in HP, Super Boon in attack, Super Bane in speed, Super Boon in defense, and Super Bane in resistance. So they're really trying to push people to get the second merge to get rid of that Super Bane. But yeah, 44 attack that's base 44 attack. If you get a Super Boon in attack, that's 48 attack. Man punches through the sky at this point, basically. 44 defense. If you get a Super Boon, that's also very good. You run a really good Ignis. Or Bonfire even, since his, cooldown reduction is so good. Comes with Deadeye too, so don't forget about that. Oh my goodness. So yeah. Also, I didn't even notice, he's still wearing his sword in the back of his outfit. You can still see his sword. This man's min-maxed. Very, very good option. Okay, and next up is Lucina, who actually has 190 BST, which is just ridiculous. How much stats she has. Look at her stats. Bro. She has 41 HP, 39 attack, 42 speed, 37 defense, 31 res, and Super Boons in both attack and speed, and only 1 Super Bane in res. She's gonna hit hard. She's gonna be fast. She's going to be hard to take out through defense and res, and she comes with Savvy Fighter. So that super boon and speed you might want to go for because she'll be reducing so much damage. On top of that though, 42 speed is so fast, you maybe even want to invest in her attack. Maybe use some florets to give her both. Would not be a bad idea at all. But yeah, and she comes with Future Vision and her Gabora Axe. Gabora Axe isn't like super broken, but it's good. It's good for what it does. And then, so yeah, that's Lucina. Let's move on to Robin. Female Robin to be exact. She is a colorless armored mage who has 42 HP, 41 attack, 16 speed, 39 defense, and 42 res. She comes with a preference tome. It's called, what is it called again? Archimine's Furl, which accelerates special trigger, and then it has the like tactics bonus on it. So it grants like special stuff based on, you know, movement types on your team. So you want to keep her in like a mixed comp basically. And she also comes with Savior, so you may or may not fodder that off, depending on how much you like Robin or want that skill. Anyways, she has a super boon in attack and super bane in everything else except for defense. So super bane in HP, super boon in attack, super bane in speed, and super bane again in res with a BST of 180. BST bump is real. But yeah, they finally min-maxed Robin the way she should be. I would think, personally, I would assume Robin is the archetype to be slow, but very defensive and kind of hit pretty hard. But the first iteration, you know, Robin of the Grand Hero Battle and Summonable Blue Tome, they kind of gave them like mediocre stats all around. They didn't hit very hard, they didn't really have good HP, they didn't really have good speed, not really good defense, not really good res. They really didn't min-max them in any location, they just kind of gave them all the stats. You could build them any direction you want, which was good, but it also did not carve out a certain niche for them, which made them fall wayside a little bit. You only used them if you really liked them. Anyways, let's move on to Owain, Devoted Defender Owain, who is our newest Lance Cav, as if we don't have 45 million of them. And I for sure thought that was a sword that he's wielding. But Owain has 173 BST, he has 41 HP, 38 attack, 42 speed, 31 defense, and 21 res. With a super boon in attack and speed, so you can get pretty good. I think you could hit pretty hard. I would probably go for attack, personally. Because again, 42 speed's pretty fast. You're going to be doubling most things. Unless you're going against the higher echelon. And then, again, you probably just would go for speed. If you have the florets for it, probably speed and attack, just like Lucina. Thankfully, he has no super banes. So you can probably get one copy of him. And maybe if you're lucky, you can get attack or speed boon. And you'll be good with that, honestly. But yeah, he comes with an inheritable weapon, which is called Piercing Tribute Plus. Foe initiates combat or is foe's HP is above 25% at start of combat. Grants attack speed 5 to unit and neutralizes effects that guarantee foes follow-up attacks during combat. So, pretty good lance. And he comes with Blue Flame. Oh, this guy might be foddered off. I want to check very quickly if he comes with Blue Flame at 4-star, which he doesn't. So it's a 5-star. So if you get him at 4-star, you have to promote him to 5-star and then take Blue Flame if you're looking for that kind of thing. But you have to do that anyways for the weapon, if you're also inheriting the weapon. Anyways, that's Owain for you. And let's move on to Lissa, who is our free unit. I have her skills and weapon available for the Tempest Trials. So here they are on the screen right now. She gets Staff of Tribute Plus for her weapon. Might 2, range 2, obviously. So if unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, grants defense res plus 6 to unit during combat and restores 7 HP to allies within 2 spaces after combat. So it's like a Breath of Life effect, but larger. I'm for sure thinking that they're going to give us like Breath of Life 4 at some point, which restores like 2 spaces of HP and maybe like percentage of how much damage you've done, possibly, or base 7, something like that. perhaps? I don't know. Anyways, that's really good defensive stats for her. So plus defense and res 6 to her already pretty high defense and res. To add also, let me go over her stats very quickly so you know what we're working with. She has 42 HP, 35 attack, 25 speed, 37 defense, and 40 res, with a super boon in res and no super mains or super boons in other stats. It's just res. And she comes in a BST of 179. So she's literally one BST behind Valentine's Robin. So not bad, not bad. I suppose you could build up her speed. If she had a super boon in speed, that'd be nice. But if they maybe took a little bit more points out of speed and gave it to maybe defense or res, or maybe even attack, you know, that would have been a little bit more helpful. But her speed is like that awkward spot where like between 25 and 30, I would say you need to really invest in their speed to make it really good, or you need to kind of like dunk on it to make it like worse, to min-max basically. Like if you gave her a plus defense boon and minus speed, you'd basically balance her out in 40-40 defense and res, and then keep her staff obviously. So anyways, she comes with Martyr Plus for the assist, which restores HP equal to damage dealt to unit, plus 50% of attack with a minimum of 7 HP, and then it restores HP to the unit equals half damage dealt to unit. So it heals both of the units basically. It heals the target and the unit itself. And then she comes with Heavenly Light, which is a 2 cooldown special. When healing an ally with staff, it restores 10 HP to all allies, regardless of range. And then, more importantly, she comes with Defense Res Ideal 3. So this is our first Defense Res Ideal skill that is free to play, basically. You can slap this on anybody. She only has up to 3, though. So if you need 4, you'll have to inherit it from somebody else. That somebody else being Pirate Surtur. But I don't think you want to fodder Pirate Surtur off. But also, just so you know, the ideal skills do not affect flying or cavalry units. They have to be infantry or armored to take use of them. So don't forget that. But yeah, anyways, that is our banner. Let me know who you guys are going to pull for, if you have any interest in pulling for this banner. Lissa is probably my favorite, besides the Crom. I told this story a while ago, but basically, Winter Lissa was the one character that I pulled for so very hard at the very beginning of the game. Never got her, but wasted so much time and money to get her, and I just never got her, and I still don't have her to this day. And she has one of the best arts, I think. I love her art so much, and I love Lissa so much from Awakening. She was like my highest built unit, I think, when I played Awakening. But yeah, anyways, I'm rambling, guys. I hope you enjoyed, but thank you so much for staying so long. If you did, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the Twitch stuff. Thank you for the YouTube stuff. Thank you for boosting the algorithm. Thank you very much. It gets more people to hang out with us on the weekends. And if you don't know, we stream almost every day, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And, as always, I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.